Hello, Zach here with another random map game, bringing you yet again the latest episode in the Tim versus Viper Nomad war. Well, these guys have been going at it for a long while, and for those of you who don't really know the backstory that well, basically, a very long while ago, Tim kept challenging the Viper to play, and of course, the Viper was saying, "Yeah, of course, I'll play against you, Tim. That's not a problem." But Tim would only play Nomad, and Viper wasn't so great at Nomad back then, and Tim used to beat him quite a lot. And Viper obviously went away and practiced a lot of Nomad, and now they are going at it again. And you may have noticed on AOC Zone, if you look at the AOC Zone, quite a lot of Viper versus Tim games on Nomad recently, and we'll see who is going to get grassed today. And I was actually going to bring you some Forgotten Empires, the Nations Cup tournament today, but for some reason, when I ran the game with Fraps, it slowed down so much, and I'm not really sure why, but it did, and there's not really a lot I could do about that, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to wait until I can talk to Cision and see what a solution to that may be, or what is causing the game to slow right down. As you can see, when I run it on fast here, it's not really slow or anything at all. But anyway, yeah, so we've got Nomad. And as you know, Nomad, well, you start with a bit of wood, you have to make your town centre where you desire, and usually the players will make a dock as well, due to the fact that there is a lot of water around and a lot of decent fish, and to be fair, look at that, Viper has docked in a very nice position with plenty of large fish down here, and of course fairly sheltered as well. Usually Nomad is joined to the side at some point, which does mean that the only way Tim can attack from is here, and that is great for him, and the same for Tim as well. Tim has docked over on this side. He's not got so many big fish in his water, but if he just decides to make another dock over here, he can easily transfer fishing ships over, and of course Viper again can only attack from this direction. It's not unusual to see grushing, and we probably will see some galleys on the water, as well as land attacks, because this is the kind of map that you simply either can wall but spend so long doing it and eventually just not get anywhere with it, or not wall and get pretty aggressive, which is unusual because that's not Tim's style. We'll have to see how that goes, and see if he can actually deal with a land attack whilst dealing with the water as well. I'm sure he'll be able to. He is a very good player nevertheless. Viper luring his first boar, and I'm going to keep things speeding up through the Dark Age and into the Feudal Age, because as we know, pretty standard Dark Age start, and Viper has got two boars over here. They're actually equal distance between Viper and Tim, but I think Viper is going to go for them, and this is the kind of map where scouting is very important. This map for Tim and Viper is fairly even in this sense, as the gold is all in a band across the middle, which is kind of useful, well, kind of fair in a sense. If you look, if I just go to the right now, all of the gold is in this little band, and that is kind of interesting, because usually when you watch Nomad, it can be very unfair, and one of the players could be very near to a lot of gold, and the other player might be really out of luck. In fact, I think I've shown you a game where that was the case, but in this case, both of the players have actually built in a fairly even spot. They've both got the same amount of gold in the middle, and they should be fighting for it, and that's something we should be looking forward to seeing. As well as that, scouting, as I say, very important, and at the moment Viper does have the score lead. Not sure whether he's got more population. Yes, he's got one more villager, or another fishing ship or two, but scouting as well, extremely important. Obviously you need to find those boar, you need to find the gold, and you need to find where your opponent is, because this is Nomad and they could start anywhere, so it's very important to do all of those things, and both of them probably doing just that. And there we go, Tim knows exactly where the Viper is because he lost his sheep right there, and Viper probably has an idea where Tim is, because you can see that house, but he's not found his exact location of his town centre, but he knows he's got to be around this area, as he can see two houses pretty nearby. Tim, I don't know if he's actually found this boar at the back. If he has, he should lure it. There we go. He probably has seen that there, and he probably will lure it as well. And then he can get up to the feudal age in a decent time. Of course, this is why docks are so important on this map, because look how many fishing ships Viper's got there. Look how many fishing ships Tim has there. It's important to get those fish, because they will help you get up to the feudal age first. And I think Viper may be up to the feudal age first in this situation. Yes, he is just going up to the feudal age first, and he has built a new dock on to this side of the map. He's looking to really pressure Tim early on. Tim's already moving his fishing ships in anticipation for this. He's already built another dock up here, so he can start to fish from these big fish. And of course, Viper now, thinking he's going to reach the feudal age first. He will be right. He will be able to reach the feudal age first, and his plan is to get some galleys out and kill the fishing ships as fast as he can. I don't think that's going to be possible though, as Tim will only just be behind him into the feudal age, and he has got 2 docks over here, so he can create 2 galleys, whereas Viper can only make 1, so he will probably be able to stay safe on the water. And he's building a 3rd dock down there as well. Viper still only with the 2, and Viper making a barracks on the mainland. Tim not making a barracks just yet. He may be looking to go a bit more into the water, as he is making this 3rd dock here, obviously. And he is just going up to the feudal age now. There we go. He is a little bit further behind, 27 population to 30 at the moment, and he is taking this gold in the center. Viper taking this gold to the left of his base over here. So both these guys taking gold. Tim with an extra gold collector could mean that he's going to get some more galleys out, but I imagine that Viper will get more anyway, and he will probably go for archers. It's worth noting they both are playing as Persians, so we could actually see stable, or we could see an archery range. We'll wait and see for that one. In fact, stable could work out very well in this case, as it's a very open map, and he'll be able to kill off quite a few of these gold collectors. But I think maybe archery range, yeah, there we go, because obviously scouts aren't very good for raiding as well as archers are. Archers can get behind here and pick off villagers from a distance, whereas scouts would have to be in range of the town centre, which is less than adequate, really. And Viper making a watchtower here, maybe a little bit out of position, slightly, as I don't think he's going to reach these villagers here. He is going to at least kind of pressure this gold, and Tim making 1 as well, and his of course will go up first, as he has got 4 villagers creating that to Viper's 1. Tim now starting to take the water a bit. He's got some galleys up on the north of the map. He may decide to move them around. Yes, he is starting to send them over, and I think he may just be able to take the water actually, as he does have the 3 docks. Viper still only with the 2, and he may not be producing as many galleys. Of course, if Tim can get over there and actually, with his galleys of course, and take out Viper's fishing ships, he could be in a really great situation. Viper could get up to the castle age pretty quickly here. He's got quite a lot of food already. Of course, he's going to have this extra food boost income. He's making a couple of galleys at the back. I thought maybe he'd make a few more fishing ships, but he wants to protect his economy at the back, I suppose. Blacksmith coming up. He will get fletching pretty much straight away. He just needs another 10 gold. There we go. He's got 50 gold now, and I imagine, no, he made another archer. He will get fletching at some point. And he is now going to start pressuring Tim on the land. Of course, this watchtower, it's an okay placement. He can actually kind of, keep attacking these villagers. It's just in range actually. I thought it was maybe just out of range, but no, it's not. Tim, of course, forced to make an archery range here, and he doesn't have any military on the land just yet, whereas Viper does have a few archers and skirmishers there. Still no fletching just yet. He will get that very shortly, I'm sure. He needs to keep his production going though, as he doesn't want to sacrifice any of that. And Tim bringing some galleys around now. Tim actually with quite a few galleys coming over, and if Tim does send these galleys right back to the back of Viper's base, he could kill off quite a lot of these fishing ships, and that would really not be good for the Viper. It would slow him down into the castle age tremendously, and that of course is not what we want to see. And Tim may just be unable to get this archery range up. Actually, no, I don't think he will. He will get it up. But he is going to be under a lot of pressure now from the Viper. Viper, of course, going to be continuing to produce archers and hitting him from a distance. Once he gets fletching as well, he will, there we go, fletching on the way. He will be able to hit at a larger distance, which is going to really piss him off, I imagine, as he really isn't going to be able to do too much against these guys unless he masses up a lot of skirmishers, which he is starting to do right now. He's also still sending galleys over at the back. He's going to try and take out some of Viper's fishing ships, but Viper, of course, does have galleys waiting for him, and they do have +1 attack and +1 range, which does mean they will probably be able to take out these galleys from Tim. Tim is under a little bit of pressure here. He's not got that much gold available to him. This gold is, of course, covered by this watchtower from the Viper, and he's going to try and have to take some gold from somewhere else. Just getting fletching himself right there as Viper comes in with his archers and skirmishers, preventing Tim from gathering properly, which is a real pain in the ass because you really need to keep your gathering rate as high as possible. A lot of idle villagers here not doing anything. And of course, the whole while they're not doing anything, Viper's villagers are doing something, and that is, of course, buying him an advantage every moment of the game. And, well, saying that, he's got a few idols down here, but it looks like he's going to take deer. It's worth getting that extra food. Tim isn't in that location, and that could be pretty easy for him to do. He's going to just stay around this area, just hold things for the time being. Padded archer armor on the way, and that will give his archers +1 defense. He's just going to continue to hit and run, I think, although saying that, Tim's got quite a few skirmishes at the moment. He is still sending galleys to their deaths, which obviously isn't so great for him, but yeah, he needs to take out these fishing ships at the back. They're doing wonders for Viper's economy. They're saying that Tim's got some of his own fishing ships, but Viper really keeping the pressure on now. He has got quite a few archers, quite a few skirmishers, and of course he's standing on a hill, which does mean hill bonus. And yeah, he's just going to continue to try and pick away at these skirmishes from Tim. Tim, of course, going to continue to make skirmishes, another 4 being released right there, and he needs to get some more gold, because without gold he can't make archers, he can't make the castle upgrade, and he's actually not doing so bad, but Viper has got the score lead. He has got only a couple more population, 57 to 53, and for the time being it's just going to be archers and skirmishers, it seems. It would pay off if Viper does decide to go for some scouts. Of course, scouts will cut through these skirmishers extremely quickly, and he is actually building the stable right there. That, of course, will go up, and we may see a couple of scouts from the Viper coming out of there, as he knows that whilst he's denying Tim a lot of gold, Tim isn't going to be making many archers. And if Tim is just making skirmishers, then of course he can make scout cavalry and do a lot of damage to these guys. We may not even see this game get to the castle age, because Viper really is pressuring Tim a lot here. And without gold, Tim is going to be really limited to what he can do. Without 200 gold, he may even have to make a market to sell some resources off, which is never ever good. He's actually getting quite a bit of stone at the back. Maybe he's going to go for a couple of towers perhaps, just to keep things protected, and quite a lot of skirmishes. Still, Viper will probably need to bring his scout cavalries in there at some point. He has got them just around the map. Of course, Tim making some spearmen right now, and Viper again with pretty nice attack back here, taking out a couple of fishing ships, taking out some of Tim's villagers, and attacking the dock for now, but probably should be attacking this galley. He may be making some more back here even, which would be kind of useful, and yeah, it's pretty safe at the back still again. And I do love Nomad because it gets very messy, and that's always kind of fun, just to see messy games where they're all spread out across the map. And Viper will actually take out this watchtower from Tim as well, so very well played from him, still preventing Tim from getting any gold. And Viper, with plenty of scouting, he knows exactly where all the gold on the map is, which does mean he will be able to see exactly when Tim is going for another gold pile. Tim starting to push out right now with another watchtower coming forwards. He's going to try and get even by preventing Viper from gathering gold here. Viper will desperately need to take this watchtower down, and with these skirmishers there's not a lot Tim can do against the scout cavalry. Of course, he can deal a lot of damage to the archers, and in come these spearmen from behind. Doesn't look like Viper's going to move out the way quick enough. These spearmen are going to get the kills on the scout cavalry right there, and Tim with a great push right now. He may just be able to get this watchtower up, and of course Viper going to throw one up in defense, but Tim's going to get his up first, and he may just really start to pressure this area and prevent the Viper from gathering any gold from this gold mine. Really great play from Tim, very nicely timed push, and I think he actually may have more population. No, they're neck and neck at the moment, but I think Tim will be able to start to do quite a bit of damage with these skirmishes now. Of course, this watchtower is up, and surprisingly enough, Viper isn't actually, sorry, Tim isn't actually trying to attack Viper's watchtower here, so maybe that tower wasn't so good after all, but Tim can of course afford another tower. The problem is he's being attacked at the back by the Viper over here. Viper's taking out some of his fishing ships, which is really hurting his economy, and the Viper still has full of fishing ships down here. In fact, he may be castle very soon. He only needs another 23 gold and he will go up to the castle age. That is where Tim is going to face a lot of problems. That is when the knights can come out, and where Tim will really struggle to deal with the knights, and it will be just a moment until Viper does go up to the castle age. Tim gonna get this watchtower down, thankfully for him. He will just get this down, start to be able to take gold again, but he's gonna be a long while till he gets to the castle age. He's got quite a large feudal army, and it's gonna be a while until he gets there. Viper now going castle, and we will, pardon me, probably see knights coming from him. Another stable going up on this side, more villagers gathering gold. Of course, knights do cost 75 gold each, and that is quite a large price, so it's important to get plenty of gold collectors in order to produce a lot of knights. But well, you know, Tim can make something of this. He is coming forwards with yet another watchtower. He really should have scouted forward a little bit more there, though, to see exactly where the Viper was. Maybe if you put it here, it would be slightly better, but nevertheless, he is going to make it there, and he may just be in range of a couple of villagers here. Of course, he is going to continue to move forward. Viper doesn't have much of a feudal age army, and Tim is going to have to make this count right here. He has just taken the score lead. He will need to kill a few villagers as well to draw even, else the Viper could just save his ass once he reaches the castle age. So Tim is going to move forwards, going to try and get this watchtower up still. He may just be able to do it, and of course he's going to try and pick off some villagers as well, but watchtower placement, not the best. It could have been better here, and it probably would have done a lot more, but of course Tim is going to continue to build that. He's not going to cancel it now, and look how many gold collectors Viper has. He will have a lot of gold right now, 300 in fact, and he will be able to make a lot of knights once you just reach the castle age. Tim, with a nice galley push at the back, he may be able to kill off a lot of Viper's fishing ships here, which will really hurt his economy and really slow his food production down, which is going to be great for Tim. And of course, Viper now going to want to get some more farms. He may just make a few more farms around to keep his food up if these fishing ships get taken out. Tim will be able to do that, and there we go. Viper into the castle age. Knights coming straight out from here. We may see crossbowmen yet, and bodkin arrow also, so he is going to go for crossbowmen and knights. One of the, well, probably the best castle age combination possible. Tim, of course, preventing Viper from fishing now. He wasn't really paying attention down here. He could have killed a few more fishing ships, and this is where the Viper is going to gain an advantage, I think, taking the score lead. Out come the knights, and these two knights probably enough to kill all of these skirmishers here. Tim not going to be able to go to the castle age for a little while. He is, of course, going to need some extra gold, and this is going to be a problem because Viper does have a lot of crossbowmen in the back of Tim's base. Tim is going to struggle here a lot. He's getting watchtowers up left, right, and centre to protect his important areas of the map, but all of that stone is not really helping him that much because, first of all, these two have pretty much gone to waste. These two are, well, these three even are defending his base, but at a cost. He's not been able to advance up to the castle age because of all of these watchtowers. Imagine if he didn't spend all of that stone on watchtowers and he managed to get up to the castle age earlier. He may have been in this game a lot more, and of course Viper now with quite a few knights, crossbowmen and skirmishers as well will probably be able to clear this up. His galley at the back just picking away at Viper's, Tim's fishing ships, and Tim going to do the same. But on the land, it looks like Viper's going to win this little battle here, and of course with more knights coming over as well, may just be able to pick off some villagers. He may decide to get +2 defense on his knights very shortly, as they that makes them a lot more better at raiding, and of course he's around the back of his base as well, just going to pick off villagers where he can. I think this is where Viper is going to take this game. It's he's 1,000 score in the lead just from getting castle, and that's just an amazing play from him, just getting up at the right time, preventing Tim from gathering enough gold, making Tim invest heavily in watchtowers, and then getting up to the castle age first, being able to pick off villagers very easily. Look at this with the crossbowmen coming in, more from this side, knights around the back also. And though he's just lost his fishing ships, not too much of a problem. Tim has said GG, and Viper has said G in return. And there we go, Tim resigning, Viper takes it, and pretty good game. I do love Nomad. Nomad, and you can see some pretty interesting games on Nomad. So hopefully I'll bring you some more of these soon. Tim and Viper have been playing a few of them, so I don't see why not. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this one. It was a little bit slow to get going, but it did really sort of get exciting towards the end. I've been Zach, and I will see you next time.